It's going to be my pleasure to introduce the moderator for the Doctor Who channel. It's Adam Rogers, editor of Wired magazine. Executive producer Piers Winger. Executive producer Ben Willis. Writer of episodes such as The Vampires of Venice and School Reunion, and the creator of the show Being Human, Toby Woodhouse. Doctor's redoubtable companion, Amy Pond, Ms. Karen Yellen. And finally, the Time Lord from Gallifrey, the 11th Doctor, Matt Smith. Having a good time. Paul H., the Doctor, Dr. Paul H. And so this is, am I right, this is your first con in the States, right?
Yeah, it's first time that we've been here, and it's just been completely overwhelming, you know.
It's good we can start you small and easy.
Yeah, Paul H, and yeah, you guys are fantastic, and you know the levels of enthusiasm and passion, and just even the costumes that we've seen. There was a great Weeping Angel earlier. We've seen loads of Doctors, loads of Amy Pond, so it's great. Look at all the fezzes and stuff.
Let's talk about the clip that we just saw. You guys all saw those episodes, right? So, Karen, you're Alex Kingston's mom.
I know. I never thought that would happen. But yeah, that's pretty cool though, isn't it? My mum's quite excited that she's Alex Kingston's grandmother.
I know, it's a good one to be able to bring home.
Yeah, and then he showed us the real ending. We just started running up and down the corridor. We're like, oh my god!
No way! No way!
Only Alex knew.
Yeah, because he told us.
She knew all along.
Yeah, she knew all along. We'd be shooting like every day, and we keep just kind of going, Alex, tell us, come on, what is it? And she
wouldn't budge.
No spoilers for River Song.
No spoilers from River Song. I know. And Stephen gave her more power. How can you give River Song more power?
Is that kind of what it's like to get a script from Stephen or from Toby when you see one that it just like you get it and you go, what the hell? Like, how do you? Is it hard to follow along? Are you excited when you see it? What does it feel like when okay, here's we're doing this one?
It's like watching an episode. It is, because we're truly all fans of the show. So it's you're as excited as when you watch it on the telly, and particularly with all the twists and turns this year. And we've got coming up some real huge cliffhangers that are going to be resolved as well. So it's kind of like being a fan.
Yeah.
Were you?
Well, no, it was 12 actually, but
That's like 20.
Yeah. I mean, for England, it's that's quite a figure, yeah. The difference is that it's kind of you guys here, you really commit to the cheering, which we like. But it's kind of wonderful to be part of a legacy in Doctor Who, isn't it? And to be part of something that has such history and it's remarkable.
I think us the luckiest people in the world, just going to work every day, reading Toby scripts, Stephen scripts. It's just like being in a toy shop every single day.
Toby, you were talking about your episodes. You have something you can show, yes?
Yes. That was lucky. I believe, good segue, I believe we have a selection of clips from my episode. We love Toby Whitnell.
What the title is, right? Of the episode?
Yeah, the episode's called The God Complex.
And which order does it, what's it start?
It's number 11. So, number
5.
5.
What is it?
No, number 4 at the next. Yeah, 4.
Maths wasn't my strong point, which is why I became a writer, clearly.
What does it take to write a good monster?
I think you have to find bizarrely, you have to find the kind of humanity of it. You have to find, in a way, the sympathy of it. Because I think there's nothing more boring than a kind of straightforward villain who just wants to do evil. Actually, what you have to find is the kind of mitigating factors. You have to find the sympathies and the complexities within the character to make them interesting. I mean, for example, the character of Rosanna in Vampires of Venice, her whole motivation was actually quite arguably benign. She just wanted a very small piece of the earth to save her entire race. So, and that, means that her motivation is complex and not simple and not just pure evil. And I think that's the secret of it. Is so that
Which is kind of the way the Doctor investigates as well, isn't it? He never approaches a monster with the intention of killing it. He wants to know what it is and why, and he's excited by what its motivation is.
And they'll probably address that at some point. I genuinely don't know, because the thing is, the one downside of working on Doctor Who is that you inevitably learn a lot of stuff that's going to happen. So, I knew months in advance, probably before Matt Cameron, who River Song was. Because there's a specific line in the God Complex that I needed to know the information to write this line. And it's the one kind of thing is that because I want to be watching it like you guys, I want to be watching it with my kids and enjoying it. But so I deliberately don't know how the series ends because, I love the show as a viewer as well as a contributor to it.
The brilliance of Stephen is that he will tell you the things that you need to know, but he takes so much pleasure in holding back.
Yeah, he's really mean like that, man, I've got to say.
The amount of times he's told us, a desert in Utah, brilliant, go and get that location, take your cameras out there, take your cast, and then we get the pages and go, oh my God, what's he done? This is not. He just loves curveballs, and actually we love them too because it means we're constantly surprised.
New ones.
Well, actually, I think the next episode airs the 27th of August on BBC America. 9, 8 Central, I think that's right. 9, 8 Central, that's right, yeah? Yeah, thank you very much, lady in the front row.
They don't have Central where you guys go from.
Yeah, just Greenwich Mean Time, I think it is. I have no clue what I'm talking about. And are we showing things?
Yeah, but what I want to do there, I suspect there may be some questions at some point.
Indeed.
But before we do that, can we show, let's show a little clip of what maybe is coming up a little.
Yeah. Okay, let's do the panel again, of course. No doubt. Oh wow, look at that.
Holy,
Nice.
dude, you're in trouble.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Nick of San Diego.
Hello, Nick. So sorry, could you just tell me what the Chameleon Circuit did? Sorry, because I'm...
Sure. Well, Charlie McDonald, who gave you Charlie the Badger, I don't know if you remember.
Oh, yeah, Charlie. Yeah. Oh, wow, he's a cool guy, man. I love him. Yeah.
And they released an album a couple of weeks ago, the Chameleon Circuit, and it ranked number 4 on iTunes.
There's that great song he does about the Big Bang, isn't there? It's brilliant. Oh yeah, I like him. Like he's getting like 1 million hits, isn't he, on YouTube and stuff? It's Charlie's a big hit, man, and I think we're lucky to have someone like him championing our show and spreading the Who word, man, for sure.
My trailer, and there's a little bedroom area, and he hides there with a massive shoehorn and jumps out at me whenever I go in there. Shouting at me. And that is, I slid down the wall, almost crying, slash laughing. So that genuinely scares me.
You kind of have to turn into a family on that show because you spend so much time together. So we're very lucky to have the support.
Where you're shooting too, right?
Yeah, we shoot in Cardiff, which is it's not fun. Another Cardiff gets a whoop.
Yeah.
You guys have never been, but rains a lot.
I mean, Matt is the Doctor. What you see on screen is pretty bloody close to how he is on real life, apart from he's maybe a bit less competent in
I'm not as cool as a Doctor. I'm nowhere near.
Stephen, one of Stephen's favourite things to say, kind of after his kind of fourth glass of wine of the night, is he just is the Doctor. He just is.
Yeah.
The way that Stephen has, the way the character has evolved over the last two series, you know, Stephen writes for Matt, Stephen visualises Matt, and can imagine Matt saying it, and he knows what Matt will make funny, so the two kind of come together very organically.
Yeah. It's just I wish I was as cool as him. He's,
Never gonna happen, Matt.
never. It's just kind of, it's like Amy Pond's way cooler than Karen. It's true.
No, it's definitely true.
And it's what's wonderful is kind of getting to spend time, because as an actor, that's what you do. You spend time with a character in quite a sort of interesting way, and to do it with a man like him, he's such a benchmark for everything, for how to live your life. He's such a maverick, and he always makes choices independently for himself, and it's
I think Matt's a modest guy, but he's the first Doctor to be nominated for a BAFTA for the role. I think it just goes to kind of testimony to what a brilliant job he did of coming in and redefining a role which had been so brilliantly defined by his predecessor, and it was such a huge burden for him and for all of us. When he came into the role in the 11th hour, but I'll never forget. The night after that episode, the morning after that episode had transmitted and reading in the papers how well received he'd been, and just feeling so proud of him. He is a brilliant, brilliant guy, and we're all so lucky to work with him.
He has to keep moving, he has to keep travelling, he has to keep saving people, making jokes, because if he stopped, it would all, if he sat down, he'd have to contemplate, losing the roses, losing, the Sarah Janes, kind of losing all these people and letting them go. I think that's a very interesting area for him to explore, and I know that Stephen is interested in it too, so I think there'll be a lot more.
I think in episode 10 we see a bit of the dark side.
Yeah, I think we see some of that in the next series.
Actually,
Rule number 1, the Doctor lies. That's going to be explored.
Yeah.